And I'm Zoe Hilda. And we're doing motion picture. Quiet, people, quiet. We're getting ready to film here. This Gloria Swanson, one of the most famous silent movie stars of all time. Ready?
She is. I'm her manager, Sarah Freeman, and I think having Gloria do the documentary on the history of the motion picture is a great idea. Almost as good as on my own.
Movie pictures have always interested people. Shadow puppet plays were popular in Asia for centuries. In 1646, the magic lantern was invented, which was sort of like a slide projector. And, of course, in the 1860s, the zoetrope was popular.
What's a zoetrope?
Honestly, darling, a zoetrope was a bowl with slits in the side, and when you spin it around, the picture seems to move. Gloria, it is an honor to work with you. Of course it is.
What about talking about a guy named Mybridge? He once said, I'm going to make up a name for myself, and if I fail, you will never hear of me again. He did become famous, like me, but what he did was take multiple cameras at one time to take pictures of animals. His most famous picture was in 1878 of a horse galloping down a racetrack.
Yes. He called his invention the Zooprop.
Darling, we simply must mention the Lumiere brothers. Oh, how I love the French. The Lumiere brothers generally get the credit for inventing the first camera and projector.
Yes, they called it the cinematograph. They got a patent for it in 1895. It had a hand crank and not only took motion pictures, but could project them as well.
The Lumieres had the first movie shown to a paying audience in December 1895 in Paris.
Ah, lovely city. In one of their films, they filmed a train coming into a train station.
I remember hearing about that. Some of the people in the theater actually ran out of the theater because they thought the train was going to hit them. Really funny.
No one would ever run out of one of my movies.
The Lumiere brothers showed people images from places they had never seen before, like a big flood that happened in France, or when the Russian Tsar came to visit. Imagine how amazing that must have seemed to people. What about Thomas Edison? Wasn't he involved in the early motion pictures?
Yes, he was. Actually, different people all over the world were all working on the invention of the motion picture camera at the same time.
Edison's invention was called the kinetoscope. People could look inside this huge machine and see moving pictures. The roll of film was about 50 feet long and would run through the machine and over a small light. The films were only about 20 seconds long.
You know, Edison's 1896 film, The Kiss, shocked the audience a lot.
Filming me giving a kiss would be much bigger news, darling. Edison knew what would get a reaction and make money. He once said, anything that won't sell, I don't want to invent. It's sales proof of utility and utility is success. What guy? But he did make up a film called Rat Killing. It was about the dog jumping on rats and, of course, killing them. Crazy people like to watch.
Eventually, portable hand-crank cameras that Edison and other companies invented made it easier to move around while filming. Films were becoming the new form of entertainment. It was cheaper than buying a theater ticket, and movie screens could be set up anywhere. Even people from other countries who couldn't speak English very well could still enjoy a silent film and have some fun. It was the start of something big.
Gloria, what was your favorite silent movie that you started?
Oh, Teddy and the Throttle. It was done in 1917, one of my earlier films. Silence, of course. I'm tied to a train track by the villain, and I give a note to my dog, Teddy, and tell him to bring it to my boyfriend. My boyfriend is played by the actor Bobby Vernon. And of course, I must be just in time before the train comes.
The first color movie was made in 1935. It was called Becky Sharp. What was popular back then was Gone with the Wind and The Wizard of Oz, which were both made in 1939. Although it was pretty expensive to put color in movies, they did use color all throughout the 1960s.
And of course, silent movies came to an end. Sound came in the late 1920s.
That's right. Lee De Forest was working in his lab to try to put sound in movies at the time.
Yes, I was in a short film he made in 1925 using his phonofilm. That was one of the early tries to put sound in film.
The Jazz Singer was made in 1929. It was the first movie with sound. Back then, we didn't exactly think people would like sound in movies. How wrong were we?
Probably the only time I was wrong.
And look at us today. Sound, color, 3D, IMAX theaters. Today, movie making is a $1 billion a year business.
$1 billion a year business? Oh boy, I love the sound of movies.
With movies, we can give people not only entertainment, but also help educate them. We can show them people, places, and events they might never see on their own. Making movies, especially documentaries like ours, is a big responsibility.
Well, Gloria, let's get you back on set to help tell people about the history of the motion picture.